The wasteland is back, and somehow it's even more terrifying than we left it. After an 18-month wait, Fallout Season 2 finally explodes onto our screens, and the premiere episode, The Innovator, makes one thing very clear. This story isn't just about surviving the apocalypse anymore. It's about who engineered it, who benefited from it, and who's still pulling the strings decades after the bombs fell. From the uneasy alliance between Lucy and the Ghoul to the chilling rise of Robert House and the increasingly dangerous path of Hank MacLean, this episode lays the foundation for a power struggle that could redefine the entire wasteland. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. And today, we're breaking down Fallout Season 2, Episode 1, recapping every major moment, uncovering the hidden meanings behind Vault-Tec's newest horrors, and explaining how New Vegas is shaping up to be the most dangerous place left on Earth. Let's dive straight into the madness of The Innovator. The Man Who Knew and the Horror of Pre-War Progress. The episode opens with the ominous phrase, "The Man Who Knew," immediately signaling that this story is about knowledge, power, and the people who believed they were smart enough to decide humanity's future. We're thrown back to a pre-war America that looks polished on the surface, but rotten underneath. Workers are striking against Robco, smashing robots in the streets, while Robert House appears on television calmly discussing America's future as if he were already running the country. Inside a bar, this tension boils over. A construction worker named Bill scoffs at House's influence, saying no one voted for him. That's when the unnamed man in the booth delivers the episode's most important idea. People did vote for House with their money. This man, dressed exactly like House, calmly explains that wealth is power, and House has more of it than Washington ever will. Things spiral quickly into violence, but the real horror isn't the fight, it's what comes next. The man offers Bill $31 million in exchange for allowing a small device to be implanted in his neck. He calls it market research, a phrase that perfectly captures how pre-war corporations masked human experimentation as progress. When Bill refuses, the device is forcibly attached anyway. And what follows is pure nightmare fuel. Bill's personality vanishes almost instantly, replaced by total obedience. He's handed a baseball bat and ordered to kill his own friends. He does it without hesitation. When the device is pushed further, Bill's head literally explodes, reducing him to a disposable test subject. As the man retrieves the device, his final line lands like a thesis statement for the entire season. The world may end, but progress marches on. This moment doesn't just introduce Justin Theroux's mysterious character. It establishes the terrifying idea that innovation, not war, may be the real villain of Fallout.
Okie dokie.
Lucy and the Ghoul, an alliance on the edge. Back in the present, the Ghoul finds himself moments away from death, hanging from a rope while a gang watches. Lucy is positioned far away with a sniper rifle and dog meat at her side, but what's striking is how long she hesitates. She misses his signal once, then again, and again. For a brief moment, the episode lets us wonder if Lucy is genuinely considering whether the world would be better without him. When she finally acts, Lucy does what she always tries to do. She negotiates. She asks for mercy. She asks for reason. And the wasteland responds the only way it knows, with violence. Lucy frees the Ghoul, firing non-lethal shots in an almost naive attempt to control the situation. The Ghoul, however, finishes it the wasteland way. Everyone dies. This scene perfectly captures the philosophical gap between them. Lucy still believes morality matters, that how you act defines who you are. The Ghoul believes survival is the only rule left. They're walking in the same direction, but for very different reasons.
Why would my dad go to Las Vegas?
The road to New Vegas and the shadow of Robert House. As Lucy and the Ghoul move closer to Las Vegas, the show finally starts unpacking what New Vegas truly represents. The Ghoul explains that the city survived because its missile defense systems shot most of the bombs out of the sky. When Lucy asks why the rest of America wasn't protected, the answer is devastatingly simple. There was no they. There was only Robert House. House didn't save the world, he saved his world. Lucy tries to find comfort in the idea that the Ghoul's family might have been safe in Vegas, but his response shuts that hope down immediately. No one is safe near House. The way he says it makes it clear that House isn't just powerful, he's dangerous in ways that go beyond weapons. The Ghoul's silence when Lucy wonders why her father would head toward Vegas says everything. Deep down, both of them already know the answer. Cooper Howard and the moment the world ended. The episode then folds back into Cooper Howard's past, filling in the missing pieces from season 1. Cooper overhears his wife Barb discussing Vault-Tec's plan to drop the bombs themselves, using the apocalypse as a controlled reset for humanity. What's new is the name that keeps surfacing, Robert House. Cooper rushes home, tells his daughter Janie to pack, and drives toward Bakersfield, hoping distance might be enough to outrun the end of the world. Along the way, sirens scream, neighbors panic, and Vault-Tec imagery looms everywhere, including a billboard with Cooper's own face on it. The man who once sold the American dream is now trapped inside its lie. In another flashback, Cooper meets Lee Moldaver at a diner. She confirms his worst fears. House is building a private missile system in Las Vegas, fully capable of executing Vault-Tec's plan. Barb is selling House cold fusion technology, giving him everything he needs to play God. Moldaver tells Cooper the truth in brutal terms. When the bombs fall, it won't be governments pushing the button. It will be men like House. Cooper is asked to betray his wife, to get close to House, and to stop him from finishing what Vault-Tec started. When Moldaver tells Cooper that at least his hands will be clean when the world burns, it's clear she knows that morally clean choices may no longer exist.
Outfit made of metal?
He took my son.
Hank MacLean and the cost of control. Back in the wasteland, Lucy and the Ghoul follow Hank's trail and find the aftermath of his cruelty. A man's body has been crushed clean in half by power armor. A woman selling flea soup reveals Hank took her son. Every step Lucy takes toward her father forces her to confront the truth she's been avoiding. Hank isn't misguided, he's dangerous. Lucy insists she'll bring him to justice, believing that example still matters. The Ghoul, worn down by centuries of violence, doesn't argue, but he doesn't believe her either. When he sees an old drive-in sign advertising a Cooper Howard movie, something shifts. A memory surfaces. A piece of humanity he thought was dead flickers back to life. They soon reach Vault 24, and what they find inside confirms their worst fears.
How many towns did they destroy down in Vault 4?
Vault 24 and the weaponization of the human mind. Inside Vault 24, Lucy and the Ghoul discover bodies with the same neural devices seen in the opening scene. In the lab, corpses sit facing a screen playing propaganda on loop. These people weren't residents, they were experiments. Americans brainwashed into ideological obedience. Lucy realizes her father stole critical data from the vault before leaving. Whatever Hank is building, it's connected to this technology. When the soup vendor's son appears, it becomes horrifyingly clear that Hank tested it on him. The man rants about fixing everything, tells Lucy to go home, and then his head explodes, just like Bill's did decades earlier. Lucy admits she never saw her father use these devices, but that doesn't matter anymore. Hank is following a path that always ends the same way, with people being reduced to tools.
Offering you a much more dignified solution to the one you've chosen for yourself, son.
Norm MacLean and the collapse of Vault Society. While Lucy chases the truth above ground, Norm is trapped in Vault 31, facing a different kind of horror. Bud Askins, now a brain in a jar, calmly explains the Vault-Tec endgame. Humanity will be reclaimed once there's no one left on the surface to disagree. Norm is given two options: freeze himself in his father's cryopod or die. Bud mocks him, isolates him, and turns off the lights, confident that logic will eventually win. But Norm doesn't choose logic. Instead, he chooses chaos. He begins thawing the cryogenically frozen executives, Bud's buds, hundreds of years of planning undone by one act of rebellion. Norm's choice isn't heroic or noble, it's irrational, and that's exactly why it matters.
This is Hank MacLean, reporting for duty, sir.
Hank reports for duty, and the true ending explained. The episode ends with Hank arriving at Vault-Tec's abandoned headquarters in Vegas. He brews coffee, puts on a suit, and radios in like a loyal employee returning to work. Hank reports that Vault 24's research has progressed, that the brain-computer interface has been miniaturized, and that he's finishing the work someone else started. The person on the other end of the radio is never shown, but everything points to Robert House. Hank believes that when all of this is over, House will be begging for his help. This final moment reframes Hank completely. He's no longer just a man running from his mistakes. He's positioning himself as the next innovator, the next architect of control.
Seen your daddy use one of these before?
What the Innovator really means. Season 2's premiere makes one thing brutally clear. Fallout is no longer just about survival. It's about power. About who controls the future, who decides what progress looks like, and how easily innovation becomes tyranny. Robert House represents wealth without accountability. Hank MacLean represents obedience taken too far. Norm represents disruption. Lucy represents hope that hasn't died yet. And the Ghoul stands between all of them, a living reminder of what happens when the world chooses progress over humanity. War never changes, but who controls it absolutely does. Our nerdy thoughts. And that's what makes The Innovator such a powerful start to Fallout Season 2. This episode isn't just setting up New Vegas as the next big location, it's redefining what the real threat in this universe actually is. The bombs may have ended the world, but it's the people who survived with power, money, and control who are shaping what comes next. With Robert House looming over Vegas, Hank MacLean embracing his role in Vault-Tec's legacy, and Norm actively dismantling centuries of planning from the inside, the lines between hero, villain, and victim have never been blurrier. As Lucy and the Ghoul continue down a path that forces them to question whether morality can survive in a world built on manipulation, one thing is clear: Season 2 is about consequences. Every choice made before the war is finally coming due, and the wasteland is about to pay the price. If you're excited to see how New Vegas changes everything, what Robert House is really planning, and whether anyone can stop history from repeating itself, make sure you're ready for what's coming next. War never changes, but the people controlling it absolutely do.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.